Hi, I'm Michał, and I'm a veterinarian. For the past 15 years, I've been specialising in cattle reproduction. I've mostly worked with ultrasound machines from Draminsky, and I really enjoy exploring new technologies. Whenever something new hits the market, I like to test it out and see how it performs in real-world conditions. Let's do an unboxing of the airScan Pro together. Let's start with the fact that the device arrives in this kind of case. It's very lightweight, which makes it easy to carry, but the biggest advantage is how extremely durable it is. In the field, anything can happen. The equipment might get bumped, rubbed, or even fall while travelling in a car or during sudden braking. The case protects the airScan Pro from all these kinds of damage, which is extremely useful and gives you peace of mind when working in real-world conditions. As veterinarians, we sometimes travel abroad with our equipment, whether for work or training. More and more of us also collaborate with international companies, so having a case that's suitable for air travel is ideal. Now let's see what's inside. We have the airScan itself, which is extremely lightweight. A big plus is that it's waterproof, of course with the battery removed. We also have 2 batteries included in the set. Later we'll test how long they last. The set also includes a probe. This one is a linear rectal probe, but there's also the option to use a convex rectal probe. We also have a charger, which is really convenient because we can plug it into a car and charge the batteries between examinations, or simply use a wall outlet. There's also a user manual included. Another accessory is the strap. While not strictly necessary, it makes handling the device much easier. The airScan is so light that you could even carry it in your pocket, but the strap allows for hands-free use. When we move on to the examination, I'll show you how to fasten the strap, adjust it, and connect the ultrasound to it. So where do we actually view the image? You can connect the device to goggles. Some vets really like that. That's a great feature. Or simply to a tablet. Or even your phone, which we all carry with us anyway. We put on the strap and adjust it. There's a sliding mount here where we attach the ultrasound, so we can choose whether to keep it more to the back or to the front, whichever feels more comfortable. It's good to know that if you don't want to get the ultrasound dirty, and you're, for example, only checking for pregnancy, like with beef cattle, you can simply make a small hole in your apron for the probe. That way, it won't get dirty. But it's so easy to clean anyway, so it's not a problem at all. We insert the batteries. See, it's stable. But because it's movable, we can easily use the keyboard without any problem, and we don't have to worry about dirty hands since it's so easy to clean, like I mentioned before. We put on the goggles and get ready to start the exam. Once on, we need to adjust them to fit our head. There's a small knob here that tightens or loosens them, so it's all good. The equipment is quite durable, so if it bumps against something or rubs against a surface, nothing will happen. And now we start the examination. Of course, you can adjust the goggles to your liking, whether you want to see a bit lower or higher. A really nice feature is that while we walk around, we can see not only the ultrasound image, but also the cows and the surroundings. This is especially important in larger herds, where we need to move through the barn and select animals for examination. It helps us stay aware of what's happening, so, for example, we don't get accidentally bumped by an animal. It's a really great feature. Let's start the exam. The image is smooth and doesn't freeze, which can sometimes be an issue with goggle-based devices. Here, there's no problem with that. The image quality is excellent, and you can even turn on Doppler through the settings. we can also use a tablet, and I'll show you how that works. We already know that with the airScan Pro we can use goggles for the examination. Now let's see how we can use a tablet or another mobile device. First, we need to have the DRAMINSKI airScan app installed, which we open. Oh, upside down. And there's the option to do scanning. If we want the probe to work together with the device, we just scan the QR code on the back of the airScan Pro. We turn it on. Alright, once it's connected, we can start the examination. It's a good idea to get a protective cover for the tablet so it doesn't get damaged. We apply the gel and start the scan. Here, we also have the option to use Doppler. We can see a beautiful corpus luteum with Doppler flow. Of course, we can save the image. Just hit freeze. And then save the photo. Here we can increase or decrease the area we want to focus on, and it's really convenient that we can adjust the position by hand to examine exactly the spot we need. This is great because these structures, like you can see the cow moves, she's breathing. The ovary can't be completely still, it sometimes shifts, so this makes it much easier. Really nice features. Okay, here we have an ovarian follicle and a cow showing estrus signs. We freeze the image, and here we have the option to see that the ultrasound shows a follicle of 22.6 millimeters. Sometimes there are ovulatory follicles that ovulate at this size, and here you can already see that ovulation is about to occur. Here we have an advanced pregnancy, which is already confirmed. Using Doppler, we can check the blood flow in the embryo. Oh, beautifully vascularized head. It's slightly bent. And here you can even see the calf. There it is. Of course it moves a lot, but we can also see the blood flow in its body. Focusing on the heart can be a bit tricky. Here we have an advanced pregnancy of about 5 months. You can clearly see the cotyledons. If it's a bit too dark, we can brighten or dim the image, depending on what we prefer. Now we have clear cotyledons, and we can check the blood flow. Very clear in each one. Oh, it just got a bit smaller, but that's okay. I can still see the flow. Here comes the fetus, but it's moving a lot. Of course, we won't press too hard so as not to accidentally induce a miscarriage. To detach the device from the strap, lift the lock upwards and unclip the ultrasound. Next, remove the battery. It's very easy to take out, and you can recharge it in the car. Now it's time to clean the equipment. You can wash the ultrasound under running water. If there's dried-on material, a sponge works perfectly. Make sure the water is lukewarm, not hot. Don't forget the probe. It's also easy to clean. A huge advantage of the airScan Pro is that once the battery is removed, it's fully waterproof. This means it can handle disinfection safely, which is very important to prevent transferring pathogens from one barn to another. Finally, dry the equipment, disinfect it, and place it back in its case. To sum up, one of the biggest advantages of the airScan Pro is that it's fully waterproof and lightweight. It doesn't strain your neck, which is a common problem for vets who do a lot of examinations, since many other ultrasound devices can be quite heavy. Of course, there are ways to manage that, but the airScan Pro solves this problem simply by being light. It has an intuitive menu, So turning on Doppler is very easy, freezing the image is straightforward, and saving images is simple as well. Another great feature is that the gain, brightening or darkening the image, is controlled directly on the tablet by hand. The same goes for the Doppler frame, which you can position over the structure you want to examine, and it works even through a glove. These are definitely features that make fieldwork much easier. The set comes with 2 spare batteries. A big plus is that we can charge them in the car, which is useful because sometimes you do so many exams that the batteries run out during the day. And of course, we might forget to charge them at home afterward, so being able to plug them in while travelling is very convenient. All the images we capture can be saved, either on the goggles or on the tablet. Later we can share them with someone else or add them to our ultrasound image gallery. Is the airScan Pro a good solution for fieldwork? I think it's a very good solution. It's lightweight and can be connected to goggles, which is perfect for those who love working with goggles. Personally, I prefer the classic setup, so I just use a tablet. To sum up, for me, a device like the iScan 3 can be a better solution in some ways, but it's heavier. The airScan Pro is perfect for anyone who especially likes working with goggles and values an ultra-lightweight device. Remember, all these ultrasound devices are very accurate. They allow us to see many pathologies, but the most important thing is to examine regularly, learn how to use the ultrasound properly, and always perform examinations carefully and thoroughly.